Good evening, everybody. How is everyone tonight? Hopefully well. Just getting a few things ready to roll here. And we'll be good to go with our mixer. Goodness. Got the yawns. Got the yawns today. Yay, yay, yay. Hey, Mike, how's it going, man? Fingers crossed for some good weather so it can be spent at the racetrack. There you go, absolutely. What's I doing? Oh, yeah. All right. Hey, Paul Wolf, how's it going? All right, so some Kyle Busch base cards to get rid of. I don't know, Mike. I mean, I have stuff that's in the cards for kids box, but it's definitely not sorted. So I'm sure I have some Kyle Busch cards in there. For a SN kid on a van. I'm not sure what that means. What's up, Michael Pierce? All right, wanted to show the Christopher Bell custom that was obviously from last Sunday from the All-Star race. This is what I came up with for the All-Star race. I thought this turned out pretty sweet. Mostly because I was able to incorporate two photos in one, which I thought just fitting the way it all laid out. So this one will go to, pardon me, to Craig Mintz. Yeah, if you've got a special needs kid or a kid that's looking for Kyle Busch stuff in general, Mike, let me know, and I'll dig them out for you. I don't have a problem doing that. Just shoot me a message and remind me. So, but anyway, the custom bell goes to Craig Mintz, so that starts Craig off on the right foot. And then this Sunday coming up, obviously we'll have a Ross Chastain, which I already have completed. It's over here next to me. Here is our owner list for tonight's mixer. We did have a fair amount of unclaimed drivers in this one. And I always forget when I split these fillers, I always forget to mark it down so that I know who goes where. I mean, it's easy to figure out later on, but it's tougher for me to figure out on the fly. So Harrison Burton is the cutoff on that. All right, just helps me understand, so so that I don't mess anything up on the groups as we get rolling. So let's get our duck race going, and then we are ready to do this break. Here is the duck race filler. 1 through 36. Top 2 get a group. So you want to be top 2 in this duck race. 36, 45 seconds on the clock. Point you guys down so you can see. We'll shuffle them one time. And good luck. Here we go. Tonight's break is the last of the green gloves. I do have a certified break scheduled for tomorrow. And as we move into tomorrow's break, it'll be like baby blue instead of green. So your eyes will all get a break. Duck 36 is leading this thing. I don't know if that's where you want to be right now. Here comes the Mohawk duck, green Mohawk, and maybe duck 1. Here we go. I think so. I think it was 31 and 1. Yeah, so duck 31 is first. That is Will Black. And duck 1 is second, which is Scott Bastian. 31 and 1. So that gives us Will Black and Scott Bastian. So you guys each get a significant amount of drivers out of that. So congrats to both of you. And with that said, I never got a notification for shipping cost on a break. You'll have to message me, Jesse. I'm not sure what I made a shipping post the other day, and I think I tagged you. Without going back and looking, obviously, I'm not sure. But I'm pretty sure I tagged you. But if I didn't, it's pretty straightforward. Shipping's $5 unless you have a lot of stuff here, which I know you don't. But yeah, just shoot me a message. I'll be happy to try to figure out what's going on there. So. Empty box. Good luck, everybody. Here we go. We got a red Sheldon Creed. Going to JJ. Laptop won't play live. I don't know. That's interesting. 73 of 299. But we had the opposite problem for a while there, JR. Remember when you can only watch on like a laptop or a computer or whatever? So it's like, sounds like they got the reverse problem going on now. Ty Dillon Blue goes to the unlisted spot in Johnny Hinton. That is 48 of 199. And we got a Mojo National Pride Kurt Busch going out to Scott Cutler. $23 of 25 on the Kurt. Ryan Blaney, Silver Pulsar. Going to Josh Turner. 220 out of 399. And then we got the throwback Kyle Petty autograph. That's sharp. Kyle Petty goes to Jake. Nice hit, Jake. Really nice, Kyle. Very clean. Just the way we like it. Greg Biffle, checkered flag prism. Going to Riley. That is 16 out of 75. And then silver Bobby Allison. Bobby Allison is unlisted and goes to Johnny. Suarez Victory Lane. Do white sparkle autos grade well or no? I really couldn't give you an opinion on that. I think we've maybe graded 1 or 2. You know, because they're only 101s, it's hard to say. Silver Pulsar Rusty Wallace. Going out to Jake Phillips. 203 of 399. Yeah, the Greg Biffle is a door number, by the way. Then we got Scripps. Red, Dale Inman. Dale Inman will go to Johnny. $10 out of 99. Groovy Bill Elliott. Red, Brad Keselowski. 262 out of 299. Newman. Yeah, I mean, so it really, when it comes to grading, it really depends on why you want to grade it first and foremost. So I tell everybody this when it comes to grading. You have to first decide why you want to grade something. And your why will determine whether you should or should not. If your why is because it's a PC card and you just would like it to be protected, slabbed, displayed in a PSA slab, it's authenticated because it's gone through PSA, whatever the case may be. If it's for you and it's not going anywhere and you just want it graded, then I say grade anything you want. And who cares? The grade really doesn't genuinely matter. I have lots of 7s, 8s, and 9s in my PC. 297 out of 399 on the Denny Silver Pulsar going to Riley. But if it's something that you are planning to sell or that you're trying to increase the value of, then you've got to be incredibly critical of the card. And you have to legitimately nitpick it completely apart. And be honest about the condition of the card, with yourself first. Does it have good sharp corners? Is the surface on the front and back in good shape? Are the edges in good shape? 192 or 199. Andres Perez going to Dave. And then you got to deal with centering. So there's lots of things with grading. On a 101, my advice, if you're planning to sell it, my advice would be to not grade a 101. I just don't think the risk versus the reward is there. But again, for PC, if it's for you to keep, then who gives a turkey, right? Do whatever makes you happy. So, 47 and 99, purple Haley Deegan. It's going to go to Robert James Taylor. We'll put her up there on this purple card stand for a minute. Silver Christian Eckes for JR. But anyway, that's my spiel on to grade or not to grade. That's the question. Red Bubba Wallace. Nice color match there. Going to Paul Wolf. 222 of 299. Then we got a silver Noah Gragson. Going to Scott Bastian. Red A.J. Allmendinger. Goes to Kevin. 284, 299. Blue William Byron. Goes to Bob Bryce. 163 or 199. I'm curious what you guys thought of the Prime broadcast. Now that I've heard some, feedback from what they are saying about it from a numbers perspective. I'm curious what you guys that watched the race on Prime thought about the broadcast. Was it better? Was it worse? Was it, just Good, bad, ugly? What's all the thoughts? Tony B, 43 of 399, going to Brian Jacobs. Then we got a silver Ty Gibbs through the filler to Scott Bastian. Sensational signatures. Mojo, William Byron. Going to Bob Bryce. 8 out of 25 on the Willie B. That's nice. We're going to rotate some stuff around. Sorry, Haley. You got to go. Red, Carl Edwards. $256 of $299 for cousin Carl. Going to JR. I got to watch the last, what did I say, about the last 100 laps of the race? But I was not home. I was somewhere else on somebody else's Wi-Fi and, a whole different situation. So I'm just curious to see how my TV and my internet streams it. So, Mojo, Jamie McMurray, 15 of 25. Going to Will Black. We had 2 Mojos in that single pack. Because we had the Byron Auto and the J-Mac. This was a pretty solid box of Prism. Pretty solid box of Prism. We'll polish it off with Josh Berry, Pulsar. Going to Will Black. 74, $3.99. Silver John Hunter. All right. And that does it for box 1 of Prism. I guess I'd be curious, because they were talking about all the viewers. I'd be curious to know how many viewers that like Fox got for some of the better races. Like, what did Fox get for, like Talladega or Atlanta? And then compare that to what the numbers were for viewers for the Coke 600. But I'll also be curious as to what it does, this week and the following week. Because the Coke 600 is a big day. There's a lot of people with eyes on motorsports because of Indy. There was a lot of people that probably watched the Indy 500 because of Kyle Larson. There's probably a lot of people that watched the Coke 600 because they saw Kyle Larson in the IndyCar race and thought, I'll see what happens tonight, and checked it out. So I'll be curious to see what the numbers are later on, but hopefully it trends the right way. Maybe they're onto something, Scott said, all the issues I had with football, I had 0 issues. Well, that's good. If you can tell me that you can compare it to what you've seen for football and it was better, that's great news. Connor Mozak for the Phila. Going to Will Black. Out of 75. And we got blue Mark Martin. Going out to Andy. 164 or 199. Mine is more of it's like the motion of action in football game, like it's moving too fast and their camera equipment bogs down or whatever. I don't know how to explain it. 185 of 399, Bill Elliott going to JR, but it would remind you of as if you were watching something and just it was 30 years ago. So, red, sensational signatures, Lane Riggs. Going to Steve Teskey. Military appreciation. 78 and 99. Yeah, Chris, NASCAR definitely does a good job with it. That was on the fan council question. That's pretty much what it was all about this week, was how people felt about the military appreciation stuff, basically. Groovy Jr. I feel like I feel like the NFL does a pretty good job with military appreciation stuff, especially when they all wear the camo stuff on the sideline and the players have the camo towels and they've got, they do all that kind of stuff. Is pretty cool. And usually they have a lot of like pre-game stuff going on. But I would agree, NASCAR probably does it better than anybody. 329 of 399, Tyler Reddick goes to Troy. Silver Dale Jr. for Zach Brenner. I mean, in a perfect world, a ton of sports would move to Prime, and I could cancel a bunch of other subscriptions, right? But I don't know if that'll ever happen, so. Eric Jones, red, goes through the filler, 145 of 299 to Will Black. Will sometimes takes Eric Jones, so that's probably a pretty good hit for him. Sensational signatures, Justin Haley. Going to go to Johnny Hinton. We'll swap him out with Kyle Petty for a bit. Change it up. Scott says the Padres wear camo every Sunday and do a military appreciation every Sunday. That's cool. That's very cool. Silver Pulsar, Tanner Gray. Going to Chris Bonnet, 378 out of 399. Silver A.J. Allmendinger. I would be in favor of, I know this sounds nuts on the surface, but hear me out for a second. I would be in favor of going to television that is 100% pay-per-view. And let that sink in for a second, because the only thing that would be pay-per-view is live events. You know what I mean? Or if there's a show you want to watch, you pay for it one time and you download the season of it, or, whatever. Or if it's a movie, you can buy the movie, download it, or you can rent it, whatever. But it's pay-per-view. Instead of having all the subscriptions. And of course, if you own a TV series or own a movie, then you don't have to pay for it again, but 112 of 299, red Harrison Burton through the filler to Will Black. But if you could pay, because like we have YouTube TV in our house, and it's like $80 a month. And the main reason we have it is to be able to watch sports, which are starting to become all over the place. I bet you if it was pay-per-view, I wouldn't spend $80 a month to watch the sporting events that I want if they were, even if they were $5 or $10 a piece. I wouldn't spend that. So, 3 of 49, Carolina Blue, Ryan Blaney. Going to Josh Turner. Yeah. Yeah, we got them all, Scott. Trust me. We have Peacock. I mean, we got it all, and it's just one of those deals where it's really only for live stuff. Nobody in my house watches anything on television other than live sports. Everything else is, TV series. Like my wife just watches TV series after TV series, and my kids watch just the same things over and over, and I watch the same rerun. Like I watch Home Improvement and Storage Wars and all these other things that are old shows. 354 of 399. Kenseth going to Andy. So yeah, I mean, truthfully, what they should have done, NASCAR, or Dale Jr. said a long time ago that he thought NASCAR should have a NASCAR channel like Flow, but it's the NASCAR streaming channel. And it's, all NASCAR all the time, blah, 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 blah. If all the sports entities were smart, they would all just have their own and stop sharing with all the other brands. But there's massive money in commercials, and they got to figure that system out before they can get rid of anything else. Purple Kyle Larson going to Heim. Yeah, both my kids would rather sit and watch YouTube reels and stuff on there. 15 of 99. Tyler Ankrum silver. Yeah, I think the issue with the pay per team system would be some teams are going to generate a lot and some teams are going to generate very little. And eventually the teams that are generating all the piece of the pie are going to be wanting a bigger piece of the pie. So Silver Pulsar Noah Gragson goes to Scott. 170 of 399. And see, like, we get the NFL thing. What is it? The Sunday ticket, which is expensive. I don't know if we'll do that again this year or not. Carolina Blue, Kyle Busch. Going to Steve Teskey, 31/49. Red, Chris Buescher. For David Brinkman. $261/299. Silver, Brandon Jones. Going to Scott. Pardon me. And a red, Victory Lane, Brad Keselowski. Through the filler to Will Black. Yeah. 16/99. I think WWE to Netflix was an interesting move because they were the first major. I know it's not technically a sport; it's sports entertainment, though. But they were the first major entity to go straight to a streaming, to my knowledge. Oh, we're going for Hendricks tonight. We got red sensational signatures, Alex Bowman. Bowman goes through the filler. Nobody claimed Alex Bowman. And we'll end up with Will Black. 23/99. Yeah, somebody made the point that, like when you're watching say you're watching a race or a ball game on Fox, for example, you know, they have a certain amount of time allotted for the event, and they can run over a little bit if they need to, but once the event's over, then they want to wrap things up really quickly and move on to whatever the next thing is. Whereas when you're on a streaming platform, there is no next thing because it's live streaming. They can do the post race, the pre race, they can make it as long a production as they want. 85/399. Casey Kane, Silver Pulsar, going to Dale. That's one thing that I do like that the NFL or that Amazon does with the NFL on Thursday night is they have their post game, you know, where they bring out the player of the game and they sit down with them. And it sounds like I didn't watch the Ross Chastain post race stuff, but it sounds like it was very similar to what they are doing on the NFL side. And I think people like that stuff. 195/199, Blue Cindric. Going to Brian. Have the Kane uniform in your basement. I believe it. That's cool, Craig. Craig, I thought I might see you Monday night down here at Atomic, but it was a great event as far as huge fans, you know, big crowd, just like you would expect for any big sprint car race around here. But unfortunately, the track just, and it's not the track's fault, genuinely. They were in a no-win situation too. So 212/299, red Josh Williams, going to Billy Joe. Yeah, I like that too. Scott. I like the fact that if a word slips, they don't have to bleep it out, stop, apologize. Just let it go. It's fine. It's how adults talk. It's fine, you know? Oh yeah, I get it for sure, Craig. It's honestly from if I was a regional racer in the area, it would certainly be a toss up as to whether you go run the Word of Outlaws 4 hours from home or not. You know, like especially on a Monday, like it's just a whole bunch of things. I get it for sure. The Outlaws have a whole set of, it's a whole thing with them. So lots of things, and I understand most of it, and can totally understand where you're coming from. A couple of the Northerners had a good turnout though, which was nice to see. Just bummed that they couldn't get the surface the way it, probably deserved to be, but it is what it is sometimes. Until after they apologize. Yeah, exactly. You just move on. Yeah, and they don't, yeah, exactly. They don't got to be throwing words all over the place, but if it happens, it happens. White Sparkle, Alan Kowicki going to Michael John Pierce. Matt Kenseth. And Tyler Ankrum. All right. Women's fast pitch softball. Huh. Interesting. I like watching college softball. So if they could incorporate college softball a little bit into what they're trying to do, that would be cool. Yeah, I don't mind watching college softball at all. I think I got everything upside down, so let me turn them this way. All right, we're going to start out. Josh Berry, 20 of 25 on the rides. Josh Berry for Will Black. Yep. And then we got Davey Allison, Daytona Lineage, 11 out of 25. That's nice. Going to Michael John Pierce. Yeah, for sure. I'll watch college softball before baseball. $18 out of 25. Brandon Jones. Silhouettes. Race used tire. Going to Scott Dixon, of course. And we got 60 and 99, Eric Amarola with the Timeline Materials Fire Suit. Amarola goes through the filler to Will Black. Then we're going 59 and 99, Joey Logano swatches. Treasured swatches Logano for Brian Doobie. And we got our first gold. 3 of 10, Hollow Gold Kaz Grala. Race used fire suit. That's going to go to Larry. Nice embroidered fire suit in there. Congrats, Larry. Nice hit on that. Larry, you're going to get to try something different. My LCS gave this to me. So you guys know I use ProMold. This is the brand I use for my magnetics. If you guys aren't familiar, made in the USA. And I believe they're actually made in Ohio, if I'm not mistaken. But this is not a magnetic. This is something new that they have out. As you can see, it's patent pending. And it's their 4th generation. Currently, we're using 3rd generation magnetics. But there are no magnets. It says friction fit snap design will not pop open when dropped. So the owner of my LCS gave this to me, and he said, hey, just wanted to give you one to try. Let me know what you think. So your Kaz Grala is going to be the one that we try. I'm just trying to figure out how this opens. Oh, okay. Ooh. All right. I like that. The prongs, I don't think you guys can see it, but the prongs at the bottom of the front of this One Touch, it's not a magnetic at all, but are a lot thicker and longer. Okay, that's interesting. And look, I'm literally pulling on both sides, and yeah. It popped because I actually separated it with my finger, but when you pull on the front and back like that, that's the only way you can get it to pop open is if you actually separate it. But when you pull on the front and back, it doesn't open. So, interesting. I don't know if I love it, because I don't like how easy it does separate pretty easy when you just kind of play with like I just did. So, anyway, wanted to do a trial run for one. Like I said, he gave it to me and said, here, try it out, see what you think. So, there it is. 9 of 75. Race used tires, Todd Gilliland. Todd Gilliland went unclaimed and goes to Scott Bastian. That might be my only knock on those Easy Snap is that they, once you put your finger kind of between them, they do open pretty easy. So easier than what they should open, in my opinion. 3 of 25, Prime Souvenir Signatures, Tyler Reddick. Going to Troy. Championship Glory, Rusty Wallace, 97 and 99. I couldn't find it at first. It's up here on his arm. Rusty Wallace goes to Jake Phillips. And then the last one for this box, 15 and 99, Treasures of the Hall, sheet metal signature, Matt Kenseth. Going to Andy. Nice hit, Andy. All right, let's get into this last box. White Sparkle Pack. We have got Daniel Suarez, the Amigo for Jerry. Daniel Suarez the second time for Jerry. And we got Sammy Smith. Slamming Sammy Smith. Going to Sean Keegan. And as a reminder, tomorrow night, 7:30, I will post our next break, which will be 2018 certified. 4-box. Again, that's 7:30 tomorrow night. And then we'll do something on Sunday. I'm not sure what yet. I got to figure that out. I guess I need to figure that out fairly quickly. Because Sunday is fast approaching. Ready or not, here it comes. So, empty box. Seven of 25, Sam Mayer. Going to Sean Keegan. Oh, this is going to be nice. What is that? Oh, interesting. Okay. Hang on a second. We're going to do two things. Got to get a mag down. Yeah, Sunday's a night race. Correct. All right, so Sam Mayer. Check this out. Throwback Rides, 101, Justin Allgaier. That is cool. Allgaier going to Johnny Hinton. Very nice hit, Johnny. Congrats on that. That does not suck at all. That's a keeper. We're going to move Kaz. Yeah, that is super nice. Super nice. 52/99, John Hunter Nemechek, race used fire suit. John Hunter goes through the filler to Scott Bastian. I'm going to open some more top loads real quick. So bear with me for just a second. Yeah, this year's base sets of National Treasures are really, really nice. I agree. All right. We are working towards the rainbow. 9/25, Kaz Gralla. Going to Larry. Larry, we got you the out of 25 and the 10. This is sharp too. Track Gear, Brad Keselowski, 16/99. Used up sheet metal. And that goes to Will Black. Yeah, correct. That's the Dale Sr. tribute to his Wrangler colors. 57/99, race used sheet metal, Kyle Larson. Going to Heim. Then we're going to go Chase Briscoe. Treasured Moments, 60/99. That's this year's NT. He's got a lot of stuff in it, so you got to check. But that is actually this year's. Going to James Ward. Very nice Briscoe. Let's swap him for Bowman. Trade some stuff out a little bit. 42/49, Greg Biffle, Clutch Factor. 3-color sheet metal. That belongs to Riley. Very nice. Congrats, Riley. Then you're going to go Chris Buescher, 20/25. Quad material autograph. Now, this card here reminds me heavily of 2016 and 2017 NT. Chris Buescher going to David Brinkman. These are the quad race gear graphs. But when you look at that card, to me, that just screams throwback to 16 and 17 NT. Nice hit, David Brinkman. And last but not least, 2/25. Track Pass Signatures, Carson Quapple. And boy, that is a nice looking card. That's got everything working for it. Going to Josh Turner. Nice rookie autograph hit there. Congrats. So, pretty solid overall. Again, 7:30 tomorrow night, I'll have 18 certified ready to roll. And then we will do something on Sunday. I think I got it ready for 6 p.m. Sunday. It'll be kind of a later break Sunday night after the race. So just kind of be prepared for that. But that's what we got coming up this week. I do have a card show on Saturday that I'll be at as well. And let me get you guys a recap. Appreciate everybody's support, too. Sometimes I forget to say thank you, so don't ever let me forget. Or if you notice that I haven't said it, remind me to say it. But thanks to everybody again for the support. I appreciate it greatly. Sam Mayer to 25. Davey Allison to 25. Josh Berry to 25. Mojo Jamie McMurray. And Mojo Kurt Busch were the short prints. Relics, we had Kyle Larson, Brad Keselowski, Kaz Gralla, John Hunter, Todd Gilliland, Joey Logano Treasured Swatches, Almirola Timeline, Silhouettes Brandon Jones Hollow Gold, Autographs, Carson Quapple out of 25, really nice looking card, Track Pass, Chris Buescher Quad Gear Graphs, Clutch Factor Greg Biffle, Red Prism Alex Bowman Sensational Signatures, Treasures of the Hall Kenseth to 99, Championship Glory Signatures Rusty Wallace to 99, Tyler Reddick Hollow Gold Souvenir Signatures, Silver Justin Haley, Red Lane Riggs Rookie, Throwback Kyle Petty Auto, Red Dale Inman. And then we had the Kaz Gralla Hollow Gold out of 10. Chase Briscoe out of 99. To 25, Mojo Sensational Signatures William Byron. And then, of course, the 101, Justin Allgaier with the Throwback Rides. That is really cool. Congrats, Johnny Hinton. Really, really cool. So, again, appreciate everybody who participated. Yeah, hope to see everybody tomorrow night for Certified. Everybody have a great rest of your evening, and we'll see you next time.